Hi, I'm the host of the STO Smokers Lounge. I'm here to tell you about Anchor, the perfect app that you can use right now to start your own podcast network. You can broadcast right now. All you got to do is download the app, whether you have a phone, iPad, or even a laptop or desktop. You can right now download Anchor or go to Anchor FM right now and start recording and have your stuff broadcasted over multiple platforms such as Spotify. So go to Anchor today and start your podcast career like I have. Because trust me, I love me some Anchor.
Hey, hey.
How you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Enjoying my Sunday the best I know how.
I hear that one.
Yeah, and you had a photo shoot
I
today.
did, yes.
Tell us about the photo shoot.
So I did a foot fetish photo shoot down in Charleston.
Oh,
Second time I did this with the same photographer and just had a really good time.
okay, no doubt. So basically, was you fully dressed? We had lingerie. Um,
I had two different lingerie sets on, and
mm,
he took pictures of my feet, and he had me jack him off with my feet. He came over them, did a couple of videos for it. So yeah, it was fun times.
okay, no doubt, no doubt. Shit, yeah, actually, I've done a foot fetish video before, and well, actually, a couple of them. They was pretty fun, most
Yeah,
definitely. So, do you get a lot of requests for foot fetish?
I do not actually, surprisingly.
You might.
Maybe. I keep my feet well manicured, or I keep them with a pedicure. So,
Most definitely, most definitely. So let me do these particulars and we can get this show on the road, okay?
all right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smokers Lounge here on Anchor, the perfect app for anyone who's trying to start their own podcasting career. All you got to do is download the app onto your phone or go to anchor.fm podcast today. You can monetize your episodes, do all this for free, and be distributed everywhere. I'm your host, Kavanaugh, with Southern Champ, aka the PornRapStar. Y'all know what it is. You can find my porn links, my music links, and my social media all with one link. I'm talking about allmylinks.com/pornrapstar. We also sponsored by the Facebook of the LS community. I'm talking about lsworld.com. Go there today, get yourself a profile, and mingle with kink-minded people like yourself and start your journey into the lifestyle today. And we are the proud member of the GW District Black Podcast Network. I'm talking about multiple podcasts giving you the Black experience. And while you're there and get some shopping done, is you can buy products from over 500 Black retailers. I'm talking about shopgwdistrict.com. Buy Black, support Black businesses, build the Black economy so we create generational wealth. Now I'm about to be quiet and let this sexy lady introduce herself.
Hey everyone, it's Adrianne C's again, and I am super excited to be on the show yet again with you guys. So super excited. Thank you again for having me, and can't wait to see what you're going to throw at me.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And for some of you people, she will have an interview that will be dropping, which should be by the time you hear this, up on Patreon. So go to Patreon. You either had to be a seasoned smoker or a pure pothead to hear the full interview. And this will not be the only time she will be here. And hopefully we will meet face to face, do a photo shoot, and do a video podcast, which I'm looking forward to do with you, young Miss Sexy Lady.
I'm looking forward to that too. We'll just have to figure out schedules.
Oh yes, most definitely. So before you got into adult film and all that, you were bodybuilder, correct?
Yes, correct.
No doubt, no doubt. How many was you a bodybuilder?
I did bodybuilding for 4 years. 3 years.
Oh, okay then. So what bodybuilding?
So after I had my daughter, she was 2, and I decided that I wanted to lose the weight and actually be active in her life instead of just couch potato mom. So most people don't realize
Mm-hmm.
that at my heaviest, after giving birth, I was at 239 pounds.
Okay.
Nobody believes me. I have pictures to prove it. So, um, yeah, right. So I got all the weight off. I figured, hey, if I can do it, anybody else can do it. So I became a personal trainer. when I started doing personal training, I said I'm in the gym way too much. I started to kind of not work out as much as I needed to. So I decided that I needed a goal because I'm a goal-oriented person. And so one of the other trainers that I worked with was a bodybuilder. I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. And I had zero idea what I was getting into. My first year, I looked like a starving Ethiopian child by the time I hit stage. It was awful. I got down to my lowest weight as an adult at 138 for stage weight. And it was, I mean, it was a great experience. Don't get me wrong, you know, so it was a very good learning experience. I learned what I needed to do, what I shouldn't have done. I ended up switching coaches. I'm still actually with the same coach that I had for bodybuilding. We just have different goals now, obviously. So I went from not placing to taking overall my first season with him. So,
Nice.
yeah. So I was very excited.
Now, when we talk about bodybuilding, we talking about you ladies bulk up to pose. Am I correct?
So when we're in our off season or growth season, as most people like to call it, we are bulking. So that's when we actually get our carbs and we can eat food and actually be semi-normal. When we are trying to lean out and we're getting into our competition season, usually we start cutting our weight, and it takes anywhere between 8 and 16 weeks, depending on what your coach and you decide. So usually I stick between that 12 and 16 week period, just because my body, it takes a little bit longer for it to lean out. So I usually prep when I'm competing for about 16 weeks. It's an hour of cardio in the morning, usually about another hour by the time I'm like 4 weeks out. In the afternoon, I'm spending anywhere between an hour and an hour and a half in the gym. So on top of corporate America, everything else that I'm doing, mom, you know, the whole nine, I'm like, that's a fourth of my day in the gym. So people don't understand. And they're like, wait, when do you wake up? So I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. Usually I'm in bed by 9. So, you know, lifestyle hasn't changed. My coach is still trying to kill me, but I have carbs right now. So, you know, I'm not hangry. I'm not trying to murder anybody. So I will take my carbs. I'm a happy girl.
Most definitely. So in the competitions, what were the competitions like? Describe them.
So usually, so I competed in the MPC, which is part of the IFBB. So if you're familiar with the Olympia and the Arnold Classic, they all filter into that. So I am not part of the natural world, which means that I can take performance enhancing drugs and not have to get drug tested for it. I've never done steroids. I don't do anything hardcore. But I do take some SARMs, which help to build muscle. And as my coach's fiance has said, I'm a freak of nature, because even when I don't have carbs, I'm on a keto diet, I can still build muscle, which blessing and curse, you know? So it looks like I can kick your ass, but it's good for stage. Yeah. So once you get to your competition, in the NPC, usually the day before, so Friday evening, I would go check in for the show, get my number, figure out what class I'm in. I competed in figure. So the divisions go for women. You have bikini, which are pretty much like your Victoria's Secret models. Then you go into fitness. So they're kind of Victoria's Secret models, but a little bit more muscular. And they're the ones that actually do different routines. So they have to pose, and they also have to show their endurance and flexibility and everything else. So they're like doing really cool stuff. Then you hit now it's wellness in there. So wellness is girls that put on a lot of size in their legs and their glutes, but don't have a lot of upper body. So they look like a bikini competitor on top, but a physique competitor on the bottom would be the best way to describe it.
Oh, I feel you.
I'm in the next class as a figure competitor. So I'm a little bit more muscular than a Victoria's Secret model, but I don't look like I'm super jacked with all the muscle and everything. So I don't have all of the separation in my quads that you would see in the next class up, which would be physique. So those women are the ones that actually can get rid of the heels and don't need to worry about it. And they're doing pretty cool posing routines too. And then they just brought back women's bodybuilding to the Olympia and the Arnold Classic, but you don't see too many women doing bodybuilding. They usually stick to physique or the lower classes. So once I check in, then I usually go in for my first round of tanning. So I get to strip down naked.
Ooh.
I know, right? Yeah. So get to scope out your competition that way, like see what they look like as you're getting sprayed up and everything. And we're all just back behind the curtains, having a good time, laughing, joking, whatever, because that's what we do. And it's a great community. The bodybuilding community is probably the most friendly people that you'll ever meet. They are so accepting of everybody. It's great. So after I get done drying off and everything, I put on my clothes and come home or the hotel room, depending on where I'm at. And I just chill for the rest of the night. What's great about my coach too is that I get to have what he calls the death shot, which is a doppio espresso or 2 shots of espresso and then 2 airplane bottles of vodka mixed in there.
Ooh.
It is, yeah, I know, right? I'm like, thank you so much. I love it. So that's my favorite
Good.
thing, right? So then, I go to sleep. I'm up at about 4 o'clock the next morning for hair and makeup because you need to have everything looking good. They still want the women to look feminine. They don't want us to look, very. It's still, they want us to be appeasing to everybody. So you want to have that sex appeal, but also look muscular. So once I get hair and makeup done, they'll go back for my second round of tan. They'll also put a bronzer on. So I'm up to 3 coats at this point. At about 8 o'clock in the morning, because this is the old school way of doing it. So 8 o'clock in the morning, I would go in for the pre-judging competitors meeting. So they would talk to us about like what to expect, go through all the rules, like the make sure that you're where you need to be when you need to be there. We don't want to have to wait for you. They get through the men's first, then they start the women for prejudging. And so once I get done with being on stage and I know about where I'm going to be placing in my class, I go back either to the hotel room or home, chill for a few hours, and then go back for finals. So before I even hit the stage for that first round, I get glazed up. So that way I have a nice shine to myself. So we're up to 4 coats. They put bikini bite on me. So they glue my suit in place so it doesn't move off my ass where it's not supposed to do. It's a heat. They do it to my boobs too. So my suit doesn't move anywhere. And then when I go back for finals, it's the same thing. So by the time that I get home after 9 o'clock at night, I take about a 45-minute shower because it takes that long without even doing
to get
anything,
the
just standing
stuff
underneath
off
the water. Yes. And I still look like I have a tan going on. So it's always fun. For sure. There we go. We're back.
Yeah, back. So that was my fault. My head hit the thing.
Oops.
But like I said, but it seemed like to me with that life you had to be very disciplined.
You do have to be very disciplined. Yes. So I would do daily check-ins with my coach in the morning before I even started anything. And it really looked like I was death warmed over half the time. What's really funny is he would get other female competitors that will black off their face so he doesn't see it. I'm like, I don't care. Like, you're not looking at my face anyway. You're looking at my ass, my legs. You're looking at my back. Are my abs popping? Like, where am I holding water? So he's looking at different things than what, my face doesn't matter. He doesn't care. It's diet face. He's seen it, right? So he's looking at everything else. And and my coach knows, and I will dime myself out in a heartbeat anyway, if I'm not on point. So there have been many times where he's had to come to Jesus with me and he's like, I can't believe you. What the hell are you doing? And he'll like yell. Yeah. He's yelled at me a couple of times. So
yeah, I can imagine because it's kind of athletics. So you're going to get that athletic feel when the coach will cuss you out. You're fucking up. You're fucking up. Damn it.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you motivated,
Right, exactly.
So,
and it's all about accountability too, and that's what I need is the accountability side of it. So that's why I keep my coach. I absolutely love him. He's great. I wouldn't still be with him if he wasn't, right? So even though I'm not competing, but like I said, different goals. So
most definitely. So when you because you said the next year you started placing, explain to everybody what you mean by placing so they can understand that.
Okay, so usually in bodybuilding, they only go top 5. And a lot of the different divisions and classes, you're going to see a lot more people. So bikini is going to have at least 20 plus women in each class because everybody wants to be a bikini competitor. They think it's easy, and it's actually not. That's probably the hardest class to ever do anything in. So being a figure competitor, I have anywhere between like 3 to 10 people in my class, depending on the size of the show and everything. So what they do is you go out to stage, you do your quarter turns. And so basically it's a quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right. And then you, so the judges are kind of looking at everything. After you get to the line, they call out their top 5. And depending on what number they call, they call you in order of numbers. So if it's like 1 through 10, they'll call like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so then 1 through 5 will go on the line. Then they'll move competitors, and they might say number 3 switch with number 1. So those two would switch places, and they would move people around so that way they can see who they want to place first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. If you're dead smack in the center in the call outs, that's going to be your first place person. On the left of that person is going to be 2. To the right of the person is 3. 4 is going to be to the other side of 2, and then 5 is on the other side of 3. So that's how placing goes. And they'll compare everybody based off of symmetry, what the glutes look like, back muscles. So if you have that little tree showing on your back, which I absolutely love, how capped your shoulders are, the delts, they're looking at everything, quad separation. But the biggest thing that I've noticed in the past couple of years is that they're looking for a glute hamstring tie-in. So right underneath the ass into your hamstrings. So when I say that I've placed, the first show that I did with my current coach, I actually took 3rd place. So I went from not placing at all to 3rd place. When I came back for my second show with him, I actually got screwed out of placing. It was a big show, very competitive. I'm not upset by it, but it just pushed me harder for the 3 weeks that I had in between shows. So when I came back from that show, I ended up taking first in my class, and then ended up not taking the overall for all of the girls, but I did end up placing pretty well in that show. So it made me where I was nationally qualified, meaning that if I wanted to go for my pro card, I could have that year.
Ooh. And the pro go on the pro circuit, correct?
Correct. So if you become a pro, then you can actually win money for winning shows.
Oh, you was close to getting that.
I was, but I ended up deciding my body needed a rest from that. I had pushed myself pretty hard that year, so I needed to recover from just depleting myself of all the nutrients that I needed. I got my body fat down to 8%. And so if you're not familiar with how body fat works, 3% is essential for men. So men can get down to 3% before everything starts shutting down. For women, I was right at that cusp for it at 8%. So I think it's like 6%, 7% for women that is essential, maybe 5%. I'd have to look at it again just to verify, but somewhere between 5 and 7% is essential for women, just because, we have more fat on our bodies and we have other, our systems work different. So, I mean, the vascularity is great. I absolutely love when I have my veins popping for vascularity. I'm like, oh, so nice to see a new vein popping out. When I see my quad muscle popping, I'm like, oh, my quads are popping. So, you get a little vain about it too, but you start to look for that, and it's the aesthetics. So, when I start to bulk up, I'm like, oh, I'm getting fat again. And what's really funny is that as a bodybuilder, we get into body dysmorphia, meaning that when we're leaned out, we see our 6 to 8 pack of abs. It is a very unrealistic way to live your life. You cannot sustain that at all. And people think that you can. You cannot sustain 8% body fat. It is dangerous to do it for longer than a few weeks. We do it because we're crazy, and we want to see how far we can push ourselves. It is a very disciplined sport. But I am perfectly happy being at about 20% body fat. That's fine for me. I still have some abs. I don't look fat. I'm actually quite happy right now with where I'm at. After not competing. Yeah. But when I started competing, when you get into the competition circuit and you're just getting into it, again, you don't know what you don't know. But I would get into body dysmorphia. I'm like, oh my God, I'm fat. And any woman would kill for the body that I have or had, even when I was bulking up. And people would look at me and be like, you are not fat. Even though I went from like a size 4 when I was competing back up to a size 8.
Yes, I was
So
spanked the hell you sit here and say to me you fat, and I'm saying looking at your pictures and your body look fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I was still competing where I'm at right now, I'd be like, man, I am like one chunky monkey, but
Yeah.
you know, but so many people are like, girl, they would like bitch slap me and say, what the fuck are you thinking? So
Yeah. Because I ain't even gonna front, be it that you came from that world and your energy, that means you on set, you probably is a lightning bug. You know what I'm saying? Like you can probably go all day. You the type female that I would dream to have shot with. Not just in physique, but I know you can hang with me. If I wanted, you can hang with me because of, you know what I'm saying, you're in shape, you know. Because trust me, there's nothing more disappointing when you have a talk with this girl. She said, yeah, I can hang in scene 2. She be like, can we just do a blowjob for the 3rd scene? I'm like, damn, we only did got only did what the fuck.
I know.
So I mean, so how much do you work on your physique now to maintain it?
So I have 45 minutes of cardio 6 days a week. And then I'm in the gym anywhere between a half an hour to 50 minutes, depending on what my lift schedule is. So I'm still working out about an hour and a half to 2 hours daily.
See, I see why you have so many meet and greets in Charlotte. I'm looking at these pictures because I know they just love seeing you just butt ass naked.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like everything.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. And I like food too. So I can eat like the best of them. I love I'm a sweets person. So I will eat my cake and cookies, give me some ice cream, chocolate, you know, like I will mow through all of that. Carbs, I love me some carbs. I will eat my bread. I'll eat my pasta, give me pizza, you know. So like that's also part of the reason why I'm in the gym so much is so I can enjoy food. So
yeah, because I'm sorry, like a dude body. Hey, you think beside this fitness model, you just like, yeah, I'm about to tell you up, girl. I know it just I know it makes the clients feel good because not everybody, not every man is muscular. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're with a female with a banging body that drop dead gorgeous, I'm pretty sure it makes his you know what I'm saying, his confidence it makes day, you know, period.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the one biggest compliment you get is your body off gate when they see you.
I get a lot of compliments on my ass, and a lot of guys do like seeing me naked, which is fine. And every time that you know, people compliment me, I'm like, ooh, you know, I know that I got to lose some weight there. I'm like, but thanks, you know. So I have a good poker face on that. So yeah, people will be like, yeah, so you look really good naked. I'm like, yeah, I got some work to do, but thanks.
So do you think when it comes to the mental health side of things, do you think being out of the bodybuilding world helped you mentally?
I think that once I got over not competing, it helped a lot just because hormones weren't raging. So when you're competing, you know, especially for women, we throw our hormones out of whack because when we get so low, we actually stop producing estrogen. And I remember the first time that I didn't have my cycle, I thought I was pregnant. I was like, oh shit, like this is not good. I'm like, I already have a kid. I don't need another one. I think I ended up doing like 3 at-home pregnancy tests. They all came back negative, and I was like, well, okay. Yeah. So I was like, man, this sucks. But then I was like, sweet, don't have my period every month. This is great. You know, like best feeling ever. And then it came back while I was on vacation in the Dominican Republic. Didn't have anything with me. I'm like, worst timing ever. But I mean, definitely it does, you know, so to answer the question, being out of the circuit definitely does help with mental health. I think that I am much happier now that I'm not competing. Don't get me wrong, you know, because I still spend way too much time in the gym too. But I'm not, my hormones aren't all over the place. I have carbs. I'm not on a keto diet. I don't have little things that are setting me off, making me angry or making me cry or, like thinking, oh, I'm not good enough or I'm nowhere near where I need to be for stage and I'm like 4 weeks out. But, by week 2 out, 10 days out, I'm looking pretty good and I'm, we're confident. So it really does take a toll on that. And it's not just the women dealing with that because men deal with it too. And so many men do not. I mean, they're not going to talk about it because men aren't used to being able to talk about their emotion and their mental health status. Women will be more open about it, but the men in bodybuilding also deal with that kind of stuff too.
Because truth be told, we don't have a safe space. Because soon as we complain about it, either they don't care about it or they tell us to shut the fuck up and suck it up. You're a man.
Right, exactly. And that we need to do better on that too, because I'm sorry, but you see more men needing that kind of support because they don't have it. So whomever I'm with, I'm always like, hey, I'm not, no judgment here, like, please talk to me, open up to me, let me know what's going on, and I'll work with you.
Most definitely. So shoot. So it would just be fun. Like I'll be watching like a lot of the bodybuilding girls that actually do the adult film or what have you. And it's like it's kind of okay, how can I put this? With you are more mainstream borderline per se. Where to me you can get over more of abundance because you're not that built versus some of the girls that are very built that do. Because they end up that like we talked about in the interview, which y'all need to go check out on Patreon, that sometimes ladies that are built like that get penciled in to that genre.
Right, you're typecasted.
Yeah. And with you, helps you is that because you're not built like that, you can't get typecasted. But that built, would you still be doing adult film?
I think it would be a lot harder for me to do what I want to do in adult film if I was that built. And so the good thing for me is that I knew that I needed to soften up a little bit. So I've changed how I work out. I'm still lifting weights, don't get me wrong. I'm in the gym, like I said, 6 days a week lifting weights, but I'm lifting lighter and my lift schedule is a little bit different. So I've worked on putting 3 inches on my ass since January. So it's taken me 6 months. And so it's doable, ladies. You can do it. Squats, lunges, and deadlifts.
Yeah, there's one for her booty because their booty is nice. Their booty is nice. I can't wait to see
them. If you saw the video of Samaj too, you saw it jiggling.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
So it's.
So I know Samaj when he saw you, nigga was like, "Oh my god." I can't wait to take your pictures because I'm just thinking of different poses that you can do and stuff like that and everything. Because, like I said, it's with ladies like y'all, it's kind of like a work of art type situation because the way your bodies are built and shaped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Special for photography. I'm even looking at one of your pictures with the silhouette. And to me, with the transition moving to porn, do you think doing porn kind of helped you? Because it was something that I heard, and this is why I asked that. I was listening to Jim Cornette. He was talking about Bobby Eaton. God bless the dead. Midnight Express. And he was saying that Bobby did not transition well out of professional wrestling. Now, you talked briefly about transitioning from that world to the porn world. Do you think moving to the porn world kind of helped with the transitioning out of that bodybuilding, giving you something to do to get your mind off of not being?
So when I first started thinking about going into the industry, I was actually still looking at competing, because of talking to a few people in the industry and knowing that I needed to get a softer look in order to become more mainstream in porn. I think that making that transition and being able to talk to people important in my life about it and discussing with my coach and then discussing with my contacts, I've made the best decision for me and I'm still able to be in the gym. I'm not doing, so even though I'm not competing, I'm still working hard and I still have my goals. So I think that just having some kind of goal and knowing what I want to do in the industry, it helps to kind of keep that mental stability too. Because if I didn't have it, I would be like, what the hell am I doing with my life? So,
Yeah. Because even to the point, like, for example, when I transitioned out of music,
mm-hmm.
porn helped me with the transition because now I'm not in the studio. I'm not doing that I do with the music. And then with the
Right.
podcasting was kind of a way for me to transition out of being male talent because used to trying to find, which is funny as fuck because I ended up finding you who lives in South Carolina and my butt is now retired. I'm kind of sick. Because I'm like, where was this woman when my ass was got them looking for someone to shoot a regular face?
Believe me,
But
I've
at
had a
least,
few people say that, what the hell would have happened if we would have found you like right before, before this pandemic. So,
yeah. So,
I've gotten some really good feedback for what I've done. And a lot
yeah.
of people are pissed that we can't do anything because, you have these
Mm-hmm.
jackasses who don't want to do what the fuck they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And we're stuck in this goddamn pandemic now. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So, but like I said, but at least do a photo shoot with you and a
mm-hmm.
video pod and hang out
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might make me come out of retirement. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just. But either way, we will have a good time when we hook up for
Yeah.
that video podcast. And it
Yes.
would be more, and we would do it more than one time. Trust me, because I'm gonna be able to come
Mm-hmm.
back so we can do that on a regular basis, so y'all can see her in person, see the sexy legs, and sexy face.
Yes. Yes.
Most definitely. So, but like I said, I mean, no, like this business, like I tell you about, this business takes
Mm-hmm.
time, and the more you get to this business, and the more you network, you're gonna definitely run into more people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure that you're gonna start getting hit up because what a lot of girls don't realize is stuff up on the net, you're being watched,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh yeah.
producers are watching you, and they're just watching your movements. They're watching how you move. Period. They'll have
Mm-hmm.
Samaj found you. So it don't take much. Once they see you at a certain point, that's when they come grab. Next thing you know, you're gonna be telling me, yeah, I shot with Brazer, I shot with this, I shot with that. Because like I said, you have a look that's marketable, not just in the
Mm-hmm.
body boss or in the face.
Right. And even though I'm a little bit older, like I said last time, I'm 37.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know that time is kind of working against me here too, but
Not really.
I
No, no, it's not. No, seriously,
thanks.
seriously. Because no, a lot of the girls that are banging got into the business in their 30s. So
Mm-hmm.
you're actually on par with what's going on, especially with the BBWs. The average BBW getting the business, she gets in the business around 35. The average girl now is getting into business, they're in their late 20s, early 30s. Because
Mm-hmm.
what's hot is MILF.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
in actuality, you starting late. No, actually, you started right on time. Man, there's females right now killing it in 60. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this business is timeless. You have to make it timeless.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
and so I'm I'm in a spot right now where I'm happy with it because I can do a variety of different things. And that's the good
Mm-hmm.
thing for me is that, I'm versatile. So
Yeah.
I can do the BBC, I can do the white dude, I can do POV, I can do MILF, I can do
Yeah.
a little bit younger. People,
Mm-hmm.
they always ask me, well, how old are you? And what's funny
Mm-hmm.
is I always go back and ask, well, how old do you think I am? And I get anywhere between 27 and like 32 on
Yeah.
average.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sweet, thanks for taking like 10 years off my life. I appreciate it. You guys are the best ever. So, if you ever want to make a woman's day, tell her, 10 years younger than what you think. So,
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. That's why I say, even with you,
mm-hmm.
like I'm right now, I can think of like a whole bunch of role play scenes I could just do with you off the top
Mm-hmm.
of my dome because you know what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
have a look and a aura about you that you can do the role play scenes, you can do different
Mm-hmm.
things. And I always say women that do it all make the most money because they have more ways of making money within the business.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I want to be versatile. I want to go in and I want people to know that I am willing to go ahead and push my boundaries, see where, I can go with it. and I will make it easy for people. You know, everybody that I've worked with has always come back and said, "Wow, you are like the easiest person to work with. We absolutely love you." You know, from start to finish, photographers, producers, whatever. They never. I've not had anything negative said about me, and I want to keep it that way because I want to make sure that it's easy for them, it's easy for me, and that's again how you network with people and how you get your name out there too, because that's when they're like, hey, you need to work with Adrianne, she's going to be great, you'll love her, whatever.
Oh yeah, most definitely, because I ain't gonna front, I see it happening, that a lot of people gonna start working with you and stuff. Definitely, like I said, you need to check out some of them exoticas for real, and
so I might be in DC at the end of the month, so
yeah. Oh yeah. So
so
like
looking
I
at
said, like I said, I'm looking forward to meeting you myself. So this is going to be monumental. Yes, it is. It should probably be my either first or second video podcast. And the only way you're going to see it is on Patreon.
Whoop, whoop.
So we can talk dirty and everything.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some fun too. Trust me on that. We're going to have some fun. Believe that. So tell everybody where they can find you, baby.
So you can find me on Twitter at Adrianne Sees. You can find me on Instagram at Adrianne Sees XX. I'm on OnlyFans as Adrianne Sees. Or you can find me on my Snapchat, Adrianne Sees, but I'm very bad about Snapchat right now. So if I don't respond for like 2 days, it's nothing against you, believe me. I just am on other social media. Twitter is going to be the best way to get me, though. Like, I'm always on Twitter. So find me on Twitter.
No doubt. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of experience? Didn't learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming by, and I'm looking to bring you back more and more again.
Awesome.
No doubt. Take care.
Yep. Thanks, you too.
Yeah.
Bye.